Good afternoon and welcome to the D32 Podcast. Today I am having a chat with Hayley and Johan, who've moved down to Bunbury and who've got an amazing, unique, interesting business, open air adventure flights. And we're going to deep dive into that as well. But hello, Hayley and Johan.
Hi,
Hello,
Lorraine.
Lorraine. Thanks for having us.
How
Yes,
are you
thank
both?
you. Doing very well. Doing very well. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So you guys have just so obviously we met you here while we were in Perth, and you were a member of D32 when you were here, and you picked up and packed your bags and moved down to Bunbury. What took you to Bunbury?
Well, there wasn't a D32 network down here, so we thought we'd move down and open that.
So you
No,
moved.
no, that is not the reason why.
Okay, on a serious note, so we moved down to Bunbury because of our open air adventure flights.
Mm,
So it's a 1941 vintage aeroplane that we bought last year, October. So it's been a year now. And we were looking for a home for this aeroplane. It would have been Jandakot in Perth, but Jandakot was very busy.
yeah.
And to make a long story short, we found a home for it down here in Bunbury, and we thought it's a lovely town with a lot of potential, and hence the move.
Who buys a vintage plane? Why did you say I'll just go and buy a vintage plane? Where did that idea come from? What's the
Right.
background
So
there?
I've been involved in aviation for the past 20, I think it's 22 years this year. Been flying professionally as a commercial pilot, instructor pilot, and mostly in the commercial industry. And yeah, after 20 years, I decided it's time to do it for ourselves and get back to the absolute passion of aviation, which is old vintage warbirds.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, Johan, I'm sitting looking at you here. You could pass for 22. Never mind being in commercial pilot for decades, right? So I
Right.
think this will probably let people know how old you are at the start of this. But
Yeah, yeah. I hope it doesn't give it away too much. Yeah.
uh, I mean, what a fantastic idea. What a fantastic opportunity. And I thought, in business networking, we see a lot of similar type businesses. We've got white collar service providers and trades and health and property, but I didn't know anyone who'd bought a plane. So thank you for being the first and bringing just bringing some excitement into the network. And
Anytime. We're
Haley,
all
and
always up for
Haley,
adventure. Yeah.
yeah, you are, and we will need to actually take a ride, right?
Yeah.
Are you promoting that? Like, are people buying that for themselves, or is it mostly gifting? How are people
It's going
engaging
to
with
be
that,
really
Johan?
50-50. So
Right, okay.
obviously it's a very lovely gift
Yeah.
to add to a gift box, but a lot of our passengers would be people that are really interested in vintage aircraft themselves or just in aviation in general. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so we'll see a bit of both of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Super exciting.
Thank you.
And Haley, when we met you, you were doing gifting, and you've parked
That,
that for a wee while, right? You've parked that for the baby products, and you were doing manufacturing and trade shows, and also again another really unique, interesting business. So you parked that for now, and are you on board helping Johan fully?
that's right. So
Yeah.
I was doing the personalized gifts and we
Mm.
were doing baby clothes as well. And that was something I was doing with my mum. And she lives in Melbourne and she was doing all the production, all the embroidery and printing and things. But she's actually wanting to retire now.
Yeah.
So we're
Okay.
looking at exiting those businesses and selling them on or seeing what we're going to do with those. But so really focusing on the open air adventure flights at the moment, especially in the lead up to the launch and working on the website and packages and flyers and all these things. So I've got Johan's back and with the business experience that I can bring, then I'm bringing that in the background there.
The wingman.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm the goose.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful because a lot of business owners, as you know, we go into business and it's really hard to be the builder and the provider.
Yes.
Where it's really hard to wear all of the hats. So having the both of you together is
Right.
really a massive boost.
Mm.
Absolutely. Haley's been pinnacle in setting us up. Even the shirts we're wearing today, which will give away a little bit more. So we've got open air adventure flights there on Haley's shirt. And then on this one, we've got Old Mate Handy, which is a handyman service that business that we've started just a couple of months ago as well. So Haley's made us this apparel. And in the background, she's set us up with all the, like she said, the business knowledge that she brought. Up until now, I've just been a pilot working for somebody else. And so Haley's been such a pivotal person to help set me up from the ground up, really, that businesses need.
Mm, absolutely they do. And she's our go-to man that we're talking to back and forward. But
Yeah.
also I think I'm just going to talk about the old mate handyman, Johan, because I don't know, you just seem to be, so I'll give that a little bit of context. You told us a few months ago you were going to do that, and
Yes.
then 10 minutes later, you're booked out with the most enormous, big, wonderful jobs. You were redoing deckings, and you were getting half houses, and you were just doing, I was like, wow, who is this man? Right? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out and do another trade in the meantime while we're waiting for the launch. And next minute, you've got a whole bit, you've got a business and
Yeah.
salaries
Well,
replaced, revenue coming in.
often businesses start, they start as a hobby, right? Or a little hobby in the garage. And that's sort of what I've been doing most of my life is always enjoyed building something, whether it be as a youngster on the farm, grandfather's farm, building a little wooden whatever it may be in the garage. It followed me all the way through to us owning our own little farm a couple of years ago, and really got my hands dirty there. As you would know, a farm is a lot of work.
Yep.
Um, but basically, out of setting up the business open air adventure flights, sometimes it's necessary to start more businesses so that one can feed the other.
Yep.
Um, I did not want to run back to the airlines. That would take too much of my time, for me to run open air properly anyway. And so I thought, well, I've got all these tools, especially the tools that I gathered from the farm. And also with that, I got a lot more confidence in working with my hands on the farm. Um, I thought, well, let's put all these tools to work. Let's see if I can help the real estate agents with their rental properties, just repairing rental properties. And that's what I do now. And it took off. It took off before open air adventure flights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I'm working with a property agent down here in Bunbury, and it seems like I'm their go-to handyman at the moment. And I'm fully booked. I've got a tradie app that I'm running. I've got a virtual assistant that I've basically, I never knew what a VA was until D32 as well.
It
So
was, yeah.
thanks to D32, we've got a VA on board, lovely young lady in the Philippines. And she's helping me in the background run this Old Mate Handy scheduling.
Wow. So that's the success story and the journey of the business owner entrepreneur, right? You start on one path, takes you another,
Yeah.
next minute. But I've just heard so many people trying to tap the property managers. How do I get to the property managers? How do I tap in that industry? And many struggle, and it seemed to have fallen on your lap. Uh,
Yeah, it kind of
but
has. I mean,
after
it's
a little bit of effort, but it was,
yeah,
I think you make your own luck in this world. But I guess I'm just saying, I just watch back and look in awe a little bit of how quick and how you managed to get that up and established so fast.
right. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, and I've got Haley by my side to take care of,
Yep.
while I'm fixing something, she's
Yeah.
making sure it looks like a business in the background. So,
Yeah.
Which I haven't really had a chance to because this business has taken off. I haven't even put it on Google or made a website or anything like this because you were just so busy with the real estate agents. So to
Yeah,
then
wonderful.
yeah, to promote more would be too much. And I guess we don't want to let the customers down, at the moment because you're being so busy. And I think that's why it also has taken off so quickly because we really provide that customer service and there is not a long wait time at the moment. I find in a lot of trades, here in Australia, it can be like, oh, okay, we'll get to it in 3 months or so. So I
Mhm.
think that's definitely something that you've done very well, is really get back to the
Mhm.
clients or the owners or the real estate agents, and just let them know what is going on, you know. So
Yeah, I guess that's what we focus on is, and that's where I saw a gap as well, is to have any service done in general in Australia seems to take a little while. There seems to be a lack of, you know, people out there to get the services done in the first
Mm,
place. So I thought, well, if I'm a guy that can do things with my hands, maybe that's something the market
let's do
needs.
it. Mhm.
And clearly it did. Yeah.
Well, beautiful, and congratulations to you both, right? Because you seem to have landed on your feet. You know, you've moved to a beautiful place down in Bunbury. You were just telling me how wonderful it is in the sun. You know, it's a beautiful place to browse in the sun. But
It really is. Yeah.
hmm. So yeah, I think it's wonderful. It's nice to watch. It's nice to see. Um, and then on top of all that, you both offered to launch D32 Business Network down in Bunbury.
That's why we moved here, right?
Yeah. No, no, no. So what made you interested in that? Because you guys heard about it and then you were like, yes, we want to do that. What made what was in that for you? What was the alignment there?
well, I guess, when I first found D32, we had actually just moved to Perth. So I was looking to get myself out of my comfort zone, and found D32, and it was just so amazing. I absolutely loved going to my circle and meeting up every fortnight, and it really definitely helped me with my business creative mind, and exactly finding out about VAs, which I never knew VAs were there, or, so really helping my business in that way, like amongst many other things. And then I was just raving about it to you. And before you'd even had a business name for open air, you had joined up and you just wanted to be around like-minded people.
Mhm.
And then when we were moving to Bunbury, it was such a shame to leave D32 behind in Perth. So we were like, okay, well, we got to bring it here. We want to continue on the D32, sort of growth, and for ourselves as well, and for D32, and really help with community here that we want to be a part of. So that's why we decided, okay, well, yeah, let's go for it. Let's really just continue that networking and build our new network here. So yeah.
Mhm.
So it really worked in helping you to, because you guys are passionate about community. You're passionate about local, coming from that farming background as well. You probably have a little bit different ethos.
I think
Um,
so. I think that's where I caught on to D32. Was I wanted to be surrounded by more business people, like-minded people. Now, to take you back into context in my world, which was aviation, I would share the cockpit with more employees and not employers.
yeah,
And I've always just had this interest in running my own business at some point in my life. Um, so I wanted to be involved with a network or a group of people thinking in that direction. And that's really what I got out of D32 was just being surrounded by those like-minded people and starting to learn um, from them and what they do. And I've learned an awful lot, How would one jot that down? I don't, you can ask me questions and D32 would come up because we've met so many people through that um, accountants, bookkeepers now, and then just like mine, in our circle events, which I'm sure you'll talk about soon, is just sort of liaising with business people's daily lives and hear what they go through, the challenges they go through, and it's all the same challenges we're all going through, and
yeah.
that system is a very supportive system, and it
Mm,
makes me, it keeps me coming back to it
mm.
for that reason. So.
It's interesting you say there, I wanted to hang out with business owners because I wanted my own business. The next minute you got three that, that we know about, right?
That's right. Well, exactly.
Right, right. So we do believe in actually taking action with anything we
Yeah,
say and we want to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
We need to action that, otherwise it just remains a dream, right?
Yep,
Um, yeah.
100%.
So we make it happen.
So Hayley, you both but I was communicating with Hayley. You did a launch with a local circle event down in Bunbury last week, or
That's
week
right.
before last.
It was, yes, it was 2 weeks ago. We've got our second event, so our second meeting this Friday. But yes, no, it was amazing. We met so many new people and from a lot of industries and we're at a great location there, right on the beach. And I know we felt really good in our
Mhm.
element there, meeting new people and working out how we can support them and how they can help us and so yeah, no, it's really good.
That was
Mhm.
fantastic. The photos looked great, right? It just
Yeah.
looked like a real just community on day one, you
Yeah.
know. Where are you meeting? What's the name of the cafe, just for the listeners?
Yeah, it's a back beach cafe and restaurant. So yeah, in the heart of Bunbury along the back beach there.
Beautiful. And you've got your first new members who are
Yes,
joining you down there, which is fantastic.
that's
Um,
right.
just just for anybody listening, you know, D32 is there. And if you want to reach out to Hayley and Johan, we'll put the details in below if they want to come along to a meeting and see what happens there. So, do you want to tell people what happens at one of those meetings, Hayley?
Of course, yes. So as we said, we meet every fortnight and we're meeting in the morning, so from 8 till 10. And what we'll do is we'll come in, there's a bit of open networking, so we'll all just catch up and have a chat and then we get started and we have some slides there to assist us. So it's really nice. A lot of people are commenting on the structure of D32. I think sometimes they go to networking and it's not really hasn't got a structure, so they're really enjoying that. So yeah, and then we'll go through the slides where we talk about some upcoming events as well. And then also we have a chance to do our 60-second pitch. So we'll go around in the circle, do our pitch, learn about each other's businesses. And then we have a little education spot too. So we'll either normally it's you, Lorraine, doing a little video,
Yep.
or one of our members will get to educate us about their business and what they do. And then yes, all about the upcoming events and we do shout outs as well, which I really appreciate that part of the group. You're really talking about what you've done those sort of 2 weeks that we haven't met up and it's okay, well, this person has helped me out with my bookkeeping or
Mhm.
the accountant did an amazing job and so I love the shout out parts.
Mhm.
And then of course at the end we do our one-on-one meetings. So and we rotate that around. So you're always meeting someone new from the group and just really it's all about building those deeper connections at that circle level and yeah, so that's what we do.
I loved your description, Hayley. I love to hear it from someone else. That's fantastic.
It's interesting you say that because
Yeah,
we all have a different experience with these things, right?
yeah.
And that's what we get out of it. That's what you
Yeah,
get out of it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting because you were doing some prep for the launch event a couple of weeks ago, and you said to me, you know, what does D32 stand for?
Yes.
Oh,
And that was
and
something we'd never thought about. What happens if people ask us that and we actually don't know? So that was very nice.
well, it's interesting. I was just asked that today on the phone as well. And again, just for people who are listening, like district, it used to be called District 32. And
Yeah.
district, the word represents local. You know, it was about local communities, local districts. And then 32 is the latitude running through Perth. So it was really about a home-based business, home-based as in from Perth. It was born here in Perth and it was about local business doing local business
Mhm.
together. But then when we franchised and we were looking at going international, not international, nationally, people were just saying, well, what does it mean? You know, and it doesn't say what it's on the tin. So we rebranded to D32 Business Network so that people know what it says, what it is. So yeah, I just thought I would chuck that in there for anybody listening because the question does get asked. So what do you think has been what's your biggest challenge moving down to Bunbury? What's been your biggest challenge with the
Well, moving down to Bunbury, we didn't know, we hardly knew anyone, right? And it's kind of still like that. We haven't been here very long,
mm,
and it takes a
10
little while
minutes?
to get, yeah, it takes a little while to get acquainted with, people. And yeah, so I'd say that was my biggest challenge so far. What
Mm,
do you think?
Yeah, I think similar, yeah. I
mm,
mean, you and I are very nomadic. We think now we move around a lot. So we're very used to putting ourselves out there and into a new community. But that has been the hardest part. And I think also, like we were talking about, you also want to meet the right people that can understand where you are in your life at the moment. And it's building businesses and it's working till late, trying to follow up on emails and those sort of things. And so you want to find the right people as well. And I guess that's where D32 comes in. But it's definitely been a challenge. Yeah, not knowing anyone, but we've really embraced it and I think we're enjoying it a lot. So luckily, yeah, it's sort of working out really well. So yeah,
And each challenge is the gift.
that's right.
Of equal weighting.
Yes, and in each challenge, there's more opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoken like a true businessman.
Yeah. We learn, don't we? We learn it. It's the positive self-talk that gets us through the hurdles, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
So look, I think well, obviously it's easy for me to say here in Perth, but I think you're both just wonderful, earthy, down-to-earth people, and I think you'll form your community around yourself in Bunbury, no matter what you're doing. I think it's wonderful to see the ambition and how things are coming together. I think it's wonderful working with you both as well. If somebody does want to get in contact with you either about the handyman or D32 or the flights, what's the best way? Am I just best putting all those links and details in the YouTube, like down below in the YouTube description?
Yeah, I think that'll be perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that will, run you through to the website as well. I mean, is our website address going to be there for open air?
Yep, we can put that
Yeah.
on. And you don't have anything for All Mate yet. You don't need
No,
that
so
yet. So we'll just
All Mate's been a bit of undercover because I'm only
yeah,
one man. And so we call
too
me the
busy.
undercover handyman at the moment.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I mean, I could put a few lines in there, but I'll put the website to the open air flights. I'll put some maybe Hayley's the best email or the best phone number to reach both on as well. And we look forward to following your journey down in Bunbury. Really look forward to doing this again, maybe after Christmas, maybe February, March, and see where you're both at in all three businesses. Yeah.
Very excited for
And
that.
how,
Yeah, we also look forward to see, yeah,
yeah.
especially with open air launching,
Yeah.
very soon
When are
because
you launching? What date do you have a date you're launching?
not yet. So we still need to finalize that date, and it's all dependent, I guess, just like the last couple of months as well, because we're really refurbishing the airplane and
Mhm.
getting the right people to do it can be hard,
Yep.
especially here rurally or in WA as well. So we haven't got a date yet, but as soon as we do, we'll share it with everyone.
Okay.
But definitely ready for this summer. And the weather's already better now because obviously open cockpit, so out
Yeah.
in the air.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so for this
So,
summer,
Mm,
but
so
yeah.
before Christmas?
absolutely. So,
Right. Okay.
I mean, look, fingers crossed, it's going to be in October. That's going to be
Ooh,
this
okay.
month that we'll do the
Okay.
first flight anyway. So that's when we can start getting more videos out and people can start seeing what we've been raving about all this time anyway.
Mm.
It's
Um,
nice to see just a few things on socials with you guys
yeah.
starting. I don't know what you were doing, if you were painting or you were just, I don't know what you were doing, but I was watching on the socials. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's if you think of the adventure, like we not only did we buy this vintage airplane from 1941, the next thing is we go and we start painting these things ourselves.
There we go. Yeah,
Let's spray an airplane we just bought. We've learned so much to be so honest about. We've learned so much. It's and the thing is, I've just received an email from the engineer this week saying the wings are completed. The wings are ready for collection. So that's the largest thing we've been waiting for with these wings because we have newly constructed wings for the two lower wings on this airplane. So that means we'll put on the wings. That doesn't take that long, but then we need some certification. So we just need some paperwork done. How long does that take? It's again, how long is a piece of string? I don't know
Yeah.
how long they're going to take. For me, it seems very simple. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll do the first flight this October. I've got all my checklists ready, and there's a little pilot inside this head that wants to fly the aeroplane, is getting ready to
Yeah.
fly the aeroplane. So I think we're very close now. Very, very
Yeah,
close.
okay. Well, send us the pictures. Let us know when you're launching. We'll share it across all the socials for you. Get you some, yeah, exposure. Very exciting, guys. Very exciting.
Yeah, we
Thank
can't
you.
wait.
So look, lovely to speak to you both. I'll leave it there for now, and yeah, we'll let people know. We'll touch base with you guys in 3 or 4 months and see where you're at. But yeah, happy to share all the photos of the flights, and yeah, pretty excited to see where I'm going to have a go myself.
Yeah.
Sure
Nice.
thing.
I don't know where, but I have to have a go myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds pretty terrifying, but hey, that's when you have to do it right, when it's half exciting and half terrifying. That's when you push go.
Yeah.
That's all right. You're in the hands of the pilot that half built the aeroplane as a handyman. So there
Ah,
you
Yeah.
ah.
go. No, it's not quite like that. So
I was going to say, finish on a different note, Johan.
yeah. No, I'm just full of it. No, the handyman business is with rental properties only.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, I get my hands dirty on the aeroplane, but only with the little bits and niggles that I'm allowed
it's
to.
fully
Because
safe, fully certified, fully compliant, fully insured, and safe
yes,
hands. Yeah.
yes, no, and that's what it would be. By the time the aeroplane is done and ready to go, if you could just have an idea of the red tape we went through to get this to work, you'll know that it is in safe hands. It's an extremely safe operation. It's aviation at the end of the day, and we do that properly.
Thank you. That's a better note to end on, Johan. Okay, so lovely to speak to you, Hayley and Johan, and we'll see you on round 2. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks for
See
having
you
us.
later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.